Good evening, I'm Kevin Christopher.
And I'm Haley Harmon. In tonight for Nancy Cox. Thanks for joining us at 6. Strong storms have been popping up across the bluegrass all afternoon.
Let's check in with Jill. She's in for Bill Mack tonight.
And when it has rained as poor this afternoon, as we've been tracking a handful of heavy downpours and also some strong and severe thunderstorms across the area. For the most part, just tracking some garden variety, even pushing strong thunderstorms across the area. Nothing is severe, but the other big story was the heavy rain with those thunderstorms. Have a handful of flash flood warnings out still at this hour. The newest one just posted for the central portion of Lincoln County. That's going to continue until 8 o'clock tonight. Looking a little bit further to the north, the eastern portion of Boyle County, also northern Lincoln County, and then through much of central Garrett County, also under that flash flood warning until 7:15. Meanwhile, for the next 45 minutes or so, we'll also see a flash flood warning in Franklin County. Now back to that cluster of thunderstorms across Lincoln and also Garrett counties. This storm has been nearly stationary, producing a lot of heavy rain, so that's why we do have that flash flooding concern as we go throughout the evening. Also another robust thunderstorm right now sitting over Livingston, continuing on into Jackson County as well. So I'll continue to track these thunderstorms through the evening, but once the sun goes down, everything will wind down. More details what you can expect tomorrow, and also take a look at that 4th of July forecast coming up in a few minutes.
The all-important 4th of July forecast. Thank you, Bill. Or Jill, rather.
Bill, you look handsome
it's
this evening.
It's a habit. What can I tell you? Bill, Jill.
Yes. All righty. Let's get to our top story this evening. We're talking about school safety. In order to improve safety at our schools, the superintendent of Fayette County Schools wants to raise your property taxes by 5 cents.
Here's how it works. Rather than 75 cents of every $100 assessed going to public schools, that number would grow to 80 cents. LEX 18's Michael Burke has more on the big story at 6.
In response to the numerous instances of gun violence, not only here in Lexington, but across the nation, Fayette County School Superintendent Manny Koch has unveiled a detailed 10-point plan, which he hopes will keep our students safe. 2 Lexington schools experienced it within the last 12 months when guns were brought into the buildings at Henry Clay and Frederick Douglass High Schools. Manny Koch is now asking for a $13.5 million property tax levy to enhance security measures across Fayette County schools. That would include police officers inside every school building, security alarms at every exterior door, metal detectors at all middle and high schools, and double points of entry at every facility, and a program to monitor social media habits. Koch no longer feels this is an option for his schools following the February discovery of an AR-15 inside a student's bedroom.
And that question was answered for all of us here at Dunbar when we had a student who had ideations and threatened to engage in a mass shooting.
The property tax increase figures to cost an average of $88 per year per household. Covering the news in Lexington, Michael Burke, LEX 18 News.
The Board of Education will vote on the levy on July 16th before putting the decision in the hands of the county's homeowners. Scott County Coroner John Goebel and 2 Kentucky State Police officials entered not guilty pleas in court today.
All 3 face charges accusing them of involvement in stealing guns and ammo from KSP. LEX 18's Kylan Mills has the latest from court.
A full house in a Scott County courtroom today where Coroner John Goebel, KSP Master Trooper Mitch Harris, and retired Lieutenant Colonel Mike Crawford faced a judge.
The court will acknowledge and accept the not guilty plea. You all each have copies of your indictments.
Those indictments detail allegations of stealing KSP weapons and ammo. Goebel is accused of receiving 10 guns, 3 rifles, and $40,000 worth of ammunition that was taken from KSP allegedly by Master Trooper Harris. The indictment states that Harris took the weapons and forged signatures to cover up that they were gone. Crawford is also accused of receiving some of the stolen guns and ammo.
We pled not guilty and intend to defend it vigorously.
We just got a packet full of discovery, so we're going to investigate that, but we anticipate that this will be a very contested proceeding.
Goebel is facing additional charges for allegedly authorizing payments to someone who didn't actually do work as a deputy coroner. The indictment also accuses Goebel of using a county vehicle for personal profit, transporting donor eyes and moonshine.
You said in the past you feel confident he'll be exonerated?
Well, I certainly hope so, yes. I haven't seen all the evidence, but I know what my clients told me. Okay. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Covering the news in Scott County, Kylan Mills, LEX 18 News.
Now, because Goebel is an elected official, he does not have to resign and can continue working despite the allegations against him. Master Trooper Harris is on administrative leave from KSP.
The Fayette County Coroner's Office has identified the man killed in an early morning shooting in downtown Lexington. The shooting happened around 3 a.m. at the intersection of East 4th and Ohio Streets. When police got there, they found 32-year-old Christopher Snow dead on the sidewalk. The coroner says he was shot several times. Saturday, Lexington police were called to the scene of another homicide. This one happened around 3:15 a.m. at the corner of North Broadway and Short. 31-year-old Kerry Douglas Kenny died in that shooting, and officers say he was found in the passenger seat of a parked car. Investigators say they think it stemmed from a drug deal. Chief Lawrence Weathers says with 18 homicides in the city so far this year, the department is very concerned.
When you look at your homicide rates going up, people, it tends to generate fear, and that fear of crime is something that we have to deal with realistically.
Police say they don't think the two homicides are connected, and there have been no arrests in either case.
Interstate 75 is no stranger to traffic, especially during a holiday week. But over the past 12 months, there have been 8 deadly car accidents on the stretch of 75 in Rockcastle and Laurel counties. With extra travelers on the road this week, officials say you need to pay extra attention if you're going to be on the roads, especially in construction zones. LEX 18's Alexa Hellwig reports.
Holiday traffic will continue throughout the week here on I-75, but with 2 fatal accidents in the past 2 days. Drivers say with all the extra traffic, especially in construction zones, you need to be careful and slow down. An 11-year-old girl killed Sunday morning on I-75 in Rockcastle County. And just north in Madison County on Saturday, a truck driver died after running off the roadway.
Pay real attention to what you're doing. Slow down.
I sat down with Doug Proctor, who's lived in Rockcastle County his whole life. With a long stretch of construction near his home, especially during a holiday week, there's extra congestion.
Keep in mind that with any points you could cause a real bad wreck.
The State Office of Highway Safety wants to remind drivers to be on the lookout for signs warning about construction and to never stop when you see them. Just slow down.
By the time it's done, it'll help because
I've been told construction near Berea should be wrapping up very soon, but construction from Renfro Valley to the Laurel County line will finish sometime in October of 2020. We're covering the news from the LEX 18 mobile newsroom. Back to you.
Thanks, Alexa. Well, today, when you checked out at your local vet's office, fitness center, golf course, even public pool, you might have noticed a higher bill. That's because today a 6% sales tax on certain services went into effect in the state of Kentucky.
Claire Kopsky talked to both customers and owners who are feeling the impact.
It may only be a few cents per purchase, but Kentucky felt the weight on their bills today.
I had to think about it a little bit. I wasn't too impressed with the idea of more taxes.
Clerks at a local dry cleaner told me customers have been groaning for weeks about this change. They complained saying dry cleaning was already expensive as it is. But as of July 1st, there's nothing companies can do about a 6% sales tax.
Today, when Kentuckians tried to get a break from the heat by going to their public swimming pools, they too had to pay the tax.
We used our allowance to go to the pool today, but today it was more expensive.
Young and old, the customers feel this change in law. But business owners also have to adapt.
There are a lot of taxes and things that I have to keep up with already. So for me, another tax that I have to keep up with and calculate and pay is just more time that I have to spend not working on cars.
For businesses that have not had this tax before, it means significant changes to their accounting systems and their checkout processes. It's not just money, it's also time. Covering the news in Lexington, Claire Kopsky, LEX 18 News.
Tanning bed visits, lawn care services, adult and youth recreation sports are just a few more things subject to the tax hike.
A robbery at gunpoint inside a Lexington CVS has police looking for 2 men, and it wasn't just cash that they made off with, which makes this a much bigger problem. Michael Burke has more in this week's Crime Stoppers.
4 weeks ago, 2 men gave new meaning to the term over the counter.
One of the suspects goes immediately to the cash registers and he orders the clerks, give me the money, give me the money.
The second suspect
goes right to the pharmacist who was there trying to organize some papers, some documents, and they goes to him and he says, hey, I need some specific medications. One of those he outlined was oxycodone.
Both armed and got away with everything they were looking for when they stormed in.
This is something that they both considered and factored out how they were going to get the biggest bang for their buck. If they can't get all of their score on cash alone, they're going to get it from cash and narcotics.
The latter of which likely went straight to Lexington streets, which can cause a much greater problem while fueling a vicious cycle.
And then they're also turning medications, illegal medications, out on the street to people, so there could be folks out there overdosing.
And when that happens, more crimes are likely to occur, and it doesn't take stolen pills straight from the pharmacy alone to cause a massive problem. It's why the police department offers a safe way of disposing of unused or expired medications.
Because a lot of those medications are very highly sought after for people that are breaking in and burglarizing homes.
Which could be the next stop for this crew. In Lexington with this LEX 18 Crime Stoppers, I'm Michael Burke.
Now, as always, if you have any information that leads to an arrest in this case, that tip could get you a cash reward from Bluegrass Crime Stoppers. Call 859-253-2020 or text in your information to crimes. Just make sure, along with your anonymous tip, you include LEX PD in the message. They've always felt like brothers, and now 2 UK students from Winchester are making it official with a fraternity bond.
Watch as these best friends break barriers with a special initiation. That's next on LEX 18 News at 6.